or a girl, because I've already fought with a boy and a girl. I don't care who they are, because they have 2 and they don't have 3 and there's no one who have 4 and so we have 2 and so they know how they can beat me because I'm the champion.
Well, there you just added from her there. She said there's a champion. I just love the spirit of this girl, Trigo. What can you say about her spirit and her confidence level?
To tell her the boldness, a child of this level is exhibiting. This is really promising. It brings to mind the one and only figure in female boxing that comes to mind right now is Leela Ali. Leela Ali, that's the daughter of the great Muhammad Ali. She was fantastic. It's a pity that we didn't have too many Leela Alis, because she was somebody who single-handedly brought female professional boxing to the level that it was before she went away. And I see a few things about this girl that reminds me of Leela. That confidence, that boxing sense, thinking. You know, boxing is a sport where you need to think in the ring. It's not just a matter of flinging your hands, swinging and getting hit and taking punches. No, you got to think.
Boxing Hall of Fame, there's a 6th bout of the evening, a 60 kg contest between Musode Kolawole of AKG Boxing Club going up against Oshodi Muhammad of Gold Boxing Club. I'm talking about these 2 boxing clubs, Trigo. We're not too familiar with them.
Yeah, another outing by what we will call novices. People who are just having their highest ever exposure at this level. So it's all part of what the program is designed to accommodate. It is very much in order.
We're very much in order. I just had it from Trigo there. And then talking about what we are seeing right now is the 6th fight of the evening between Musidi Kolawole going up against a very unknown boxer here, if you ask me. That's Muhammad Oshodi. That's the 6th fight of the evening. It's a 60 kg contest. Also joining us at the ringside here, we have Fred Edore, who's the chairman of Lagos State Sports Writers Association of Nigeria. Fredo, what can you say about all you've seen here today, talking about amateur boxing action?
Well, I think that we're counting the 30th month, and we are still counting, and we're having the 6th bout of the night, of the afternoon, and I'm sure it's going to get very hot, really, between Musidi Kolawole and Oshodi.
Very great right there coming from the man in the red corner. That's Kolawole. Well, that was a good one. I saw that.
Yeah, a very good one. But one thing I noticed, maybe because they've not been briefed, they've not been taught. You know, it's still very limited level of tuition. That's why they cannot perform when they are in close. But from a distance, so you see, they throw bombs from a distance.
Well, looking at the height disparity between these 2 guys we are seeing here, I'm talking about Kolawole and Muhammad. Do you think the advantage is going to swinging in favor of the man in red?
Yeah, obviously the man in red has a longer reach, but it seems to me that Mohammed is coming on, is bringing the fight to him with greater power, and I fear that one of 2 things might happen. Either Mohammed is going to wear himself out, or Musidi is going to take advantage of his long reach.
I'm going to tell you that the man in the blue corner, Oshodi Muhammad, is really doing so much here. He's really showing so much promise here. But Muhammad is not letting go at all. Muhammad is trying to make him understand that, look, I got what it takes to stand up here and go toe-to-toe with you, Trigo. Do you think Muhammad can survive this? Or do you think it's going to go the way of Kolawole?
Well, Muhammad, the guy in blue and the shorter of the 2, is really making a fight of it. He's telling the other guy he hasn't come to lie down before him. And I think it's given the man in red a whole lot to think about. It's not going to be easy. Whoever wins is going to work very hard for it.
Ali, I'm going to tell you something, that blessing that reminds me of the greatest. I'm talking about Muhammad Ali. Because if you look at the way she fought in the ring there and the words that came out from her mouth, I will tell you that this girl has so much confidence in her. She has so much belief in herself. She even went on to say that bringing anybody, a boy or a girl, in as much as the person doesn't have 4 hands, she's going to step into the ring because she's the champion. Can you believe that coming from a young girl that age?
Absolutely. She's got a spirit, she's got the confidence, she's got the power, and she's got a future in boxing.
Which means we are talking about more future for women boxing in Nigeria, Trigo. Because if you can do this from this game, with this kids at this level, then where to go?
I think the sky is the limit. Thank God. Female boxing has been given a green light in the Olympics. And I think from 2016, they will be bringing medals to their respective countries. With a girl like this at her age, I think we have one bright star in the firmament.
Well, a bright star to come for Lagos and for Nigeria as a whole. That is the end of the fight, a 60 kg contest between Musiliu Kolawole of AKG Boxing Club and Oshodi Muhammad of Gold Boxing Club.
The judges are unanimous in their decision.
Right now, I must say that the excitement that was exhibited by some of the fans here was seen during the exhibition fight between Amokwe Buhari and Blessing Dada. I must say, if you want to say like compare and contrast, who do you think is going to go as the best boxer of the evening? So a lot of people want to like go the way of Blessing Dada, the young girl that we just spoke to some couple of minutes ago. Or what, don't you think so, Fred?
Well, I think that Blessing Dada was absolutely amazing. She was a revelation. I think that she became the star of the afternoon because of her youthfulness, because of the zeal, because of the zest and the excitement that she brought into the fight. You know, and I think she's going to leave lasting memories for us, and we're going to be looking forward to see her in the future for a fantastic, you know, very fulfilling, successful boxing career. But right here, I think that it is the seventh bout of the afternoon, and of course, we're talking about Thompson Kolawole and Oshinloku Aziz, and is coming on very strong. Not like what we had in the sixth bout. I think this one is going to be a little more explosive because I see both boxers looking very determined to have the ace.
Well, let's see if this is going to live up to expectation. But I must say something about Blessing Dada. We had that English. It shows that education and sports just go side by side. Both are entwined. And if all Nigerian boxers or all Lagos State boxers can, you know, speak good English the way we had it, you know, by Blessing Dada, I think the sky is the limit for sports in Nigeria. What do you think, Trigo?
Indeed, the sky is the limit. If only we can keep up the pace.
Well, keep up this stage. Make sure our boxers go to school. Make sure our athletes are in school, because school, education, and sports, they go hand in hand. That's how it's done all over the world. But gentlemen, before we go further, we are seeing the seventh bout of the evening now between these two pugilists, and I can't see any excitement coming from the fans. Or do you think that they are just trying to save the best for last, Fred?
Well, I think that this fight is looking a bit more technical than we have had before. I see that Thompson Bamidele, you know, looking like he has the longer reach, looking like he can come all over Aziz, but Aziz is looking more technical. He's approaching the fight with more technique, and I'm sure he's likely to have this bout.
But you're talking about the guy has a longer reach, but we know that from what we've seen of this young boxer, I'm talking about this young man that we saw last month, and that is this young boxer that is a very rugged boxer who I like to call a brawler instead of a boxer. The guys made us to know that, look, you don't need to be tall for you to score punches. You don't need to be tall for you to like dominate your opponent, because you can always get it done by, you know, coming into the inside, fight on the inside, and you get the job done. But away from that quickly, let's look at Nigeria's build up to Olympic Games. What's your opinion about it, Fred?
Well, our boxing really had gone down before now, and we've not been doing too well, even in the African continent, through the All African Games, through the African Championships, and even at the Commonwealths, you know. So we're not expecting too much from the boxers going to the Olympics, but we are hoping that they'll be able to possibly pick 2 or 3 bronze medals. If they do, that would be very fantastic for us. But right now they are in camp training in Benin City, and we are hoping that they'll be able to go on to some foreign tours, to some other countries, to square up with some other opponents from other climes, you know, to put them in proper shape for the Olympics. But the preparation is going on right now. We haven't seen anyone that we can say is a sure gold medal bet, but I'm sure they are likely to come up with some bit of improvement over what we have had in the past.
Well, if you look at what is happening in the ring right now, it's a ding-dong affair. Both guys are really giving it to each other, and I must commend these two boxers because they're really showing what we've not seen for quite some time now, Trigo. Or what do you feel about what you're seeing now?
Well, Laddie, there is a pattern that has been established. The slightly taller guy in blue coming into the ring looking lean and lanky. I love them that way. The great Emmanuel Stewart used to say. And that's the mentor of boxers like Thomas Sands, Milton McCrory. He likes them lean and lanky. There was something about this guy in blue that reminds me of Thomas Sands in his younger days. The guy came in flicking those jabs, deadly jabs, and unfortunately, it didn't last even 1 minute. After that, the work rate dropped. And you can see right now he has lost control of the fight. So that beautiful start that he made, how does it keep it up? It is up to the trainer, to, up the tuition level of his boxer, to know that yes, you can start well and end well, not necessarily starting well and then after a minute or two you get lost. I can see he's already lost. After starting very well, I can see him going down because the guy in red is in absolute control.
Well, let's see. Only time will tell if the guy in red is in control or not. But I feel both guys are really doing a very great job here. Quickly, before we go ahead to what we're seeing here today, Fred, I know that a Nigerian boxer is on the undercard of that fight coming up in Las Vegas. I'm talking about Gift, a Nigerian boxer that is based in South Africa. We had a party with him a couple of days back, and the man is really talking tough. He's really saying that he has what it takes to go out there and dominate his American opponent, despite the fact that he's going to fight in front of hostile crowd. Do you think Gift, even though we know very little about him, has what it takes to go to America and come back victorious?
Well, the point is that we've had a lot of boxers who've been to America and they have done us proud and done themselves proud. We have a whole long history of Nigerian boxers who have done well at international, at the global arena. And if a Nigerian boxer is coming up with such confidence, I think that we can only believe him. And I think that is exuding enough confidence to make us have the same confidence in him. And if he goes with that level of determination, I'm sure that he's going to prove himself.
Only time will tell if Gift can really do it and really prove himself. A good one there coming from the man in blue. I think it's a dream non affair up to this moment. But let me quickly say here that some couple of days back, I think it was yesterday, we learned that 5 Nigerian boxers departed the shores of Nigeria for Morocco, venue of the trials for the 2012 Olympic Games. 5 boxers, I don't know. Let's see the way it goes. Do they really have what it takes? Are they really prepared to fight against the best in Africa?
Well, I think they are trying to recover their position in Africa. We used to be champions. At a point, we probably came into the middle rank, so to speak. But I think that the whole idea now is to push our boxers back to the prime position. And I think that they got what it takes. They've been through, like I said, the All-African Games. They've been through the African Championships. Not exactly doing like we used to have them before, but I think that we can recover something. And they are sure on the path.
Talking about pushing our boxers back into prime position. I don't know the way to go about it, but I have by my side here Trigo Egbegi, a man as senator, talking about professional boxing in Nigeria. Trigo, how do we push our guys to the level where they used to be?
Well, a lot has really gone wrong in boxing in Nigeria. The point is that either we don't realize that the people who are monitoring and handling boxing are not aware that something has gone wrong. Until we begin to realize that something is wrong, we identify what is wrong. There is no way we are going to get out of the quagmire we find ourselves in.
Difference between these two guys is really not coming into play here because maybe these guys are really short when you talk about technicalities of amateur boxing in the country or in the world as a whole, because they're only making advantage of the reach. That's a good one there coming from both guys. But then, which way do you think it might go at the end of the day? Where do you think the pendulum will swing?
I think both boxers are almost equally squared up right now. I see Aziz on a blue with fantastic footwork, evading some of the shots and trying to see if he can come up with a surprise, trying some hooks, trying to see if he can get some uppercuts. But I see the man on red, Bamidele, also trying to see if he can get Aziz on the cage, on the corner, and maybe do some punishment. But I think right now it's just not working out.
Well, it's still a ding-dong affair if you ask me. But last month here, Trigo, we saw 2 knockdowns. One in the first fight, that was a fight between Rilwan Oladosu and another boxer. And the last one was in the last round, the last fight of the evening. But up to this moment here, we are yet to witness a knockdown. What do you think is happening here, Trigo?
We have seen a standing count. We haven't seen a knockdown. But the funny thing in amateur boxing, whether standing count or a knockdown, does not give the beneficiary an advantage. What matters is the number of points you score by hitting clean. If you don't hit the target, no matter the knockdown, you will not get beyond the fact that you scored a point. The knockdown does not give you an additional point. That is one thing about amateur boxing.
Well, looking at the makeup of these two guys right now, Fred, don't you think fatigue is setting in?
I think fatigue is setting in, and especially for Bamidele, the man on red, I think that is losing it a little bit. Aziz has got the opportunity to see if he can really get him at the corner, but it's not quite worked out right now. But I can tell you that Bamidele is looking very, very tired. Not to say that Aziz should drop his guard. Aziz is looking for the opportunity to do the finish.
Well, I think we're going to witness another standing count here because the referee is not really happy what he's saying right now. And I think one of the boxers has been cautioned there. I can see point deduction as well.
Yeah, all that goes against Aziz. In the first round, like we said, apart from being dominated, in the last 2 minutes of the first round, he also considered the standing count. Second round, he was dominated. It is only in this third round that he appeared to have, come on equal terms. But then again, he has lost the initiative.
Well, the man in blue is really coming out right now. He's coming out really strong, and the man in red is trying to clinch and hold on to something.
Yeah, I think he's holding on to straw really because he's out of gas, and Aziz has the opportunity right now. The referee is doing almost was going to do the counting for him, and I saw that I see that he's still going to start some more punishment because Aziz on blue is not letting go.
Well, Aziz is right now unleashing a lot of fresh punches, and let's see the way it goes. Is Aziz going to score a knockdown here or a knockout? Only time will tell. But there's a third and final round of this contest, and we are approaching the tail end of this fight. And Aziz right now is still in total dominance, and they just had the bell right there. The end of the fight, 56 kg contest between Osuloku Aziz and Thompson Bamidele. Let's go to the judges, and we'll come back with the scorecard.
The result of the last round, the judges are unanimous in their decision. And the champion, Thompson Bamidele, Osuloku Aziz, no brother. Thank you, sir. I'd like to represent the president of our honorable secretary. Honorable secretary, let us take our top boxing association. Mr. Abayamina as for the presentation. Thank you, sir.
We're still at the ringside here, venue of the 30th Lagos Boxing Hall of Fame, and we are approaching the tail end of this month's contest. And what we are seeing right now is the 9th bout of the evening between Kudos Adeleke and Balogun Abdullahi of Brightest Boxing Club going up against Adeleke of Lagelu Boxing Club. It's actually a 52 kg contest. But let's look at what happened in the 8th bout of the evening that we never saw. Talking about Taiwo Abiodun going up against Francis Olufemi. Francis Olufemi was declared unfit for the contest, Trigo. But what can you say about the medical? Was it done the way it's supposed to be done?
Well, that's one of the irregularities that I noticed. I thought we were going to discuss it a lot earlier. And in a way, I'm so disappointed at a tournament of this magnitude. Yes, granted, this is a grassroots tournament. But it's a grassroots tournament with a difference. One that has gained a lot of height, a lot of respect. And therefore, some of these things that we see happening in other tournaments should not be seen here. Earlier in the tournament, I can tell you authoritatively with less than 20-30 minutes before the tournament started, I saw the medicals being conducted. And I felt it was very improper. It wasn't the right thing to do. Medicals, yes, normally should be done on the same day of the tournament, but much, much earlier. If they are done in the morning, it gives the boxer all the time to rest and relax. But you can't bring to the ringside with him seeing the boxing ring and officials, and then you administer this medicals on him. It's not all boxers who can take it. Some of them can develop, this BP. It's already affecting a lot of them. So far, 2 walkovers have been recorded, and these things all have, arisen from, shall I say, medical implications.
I think I agree with Trigo there, concerning the fact that if those boxers were actually, checked before time, they will know